All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do an MLA report in Google Docs. We're going to make a new Google Doc, and we're going to make an MLA report. There's some objectives you can read if you want to, and there's some other stuff. That's what the research paper is going to look like. There's some general guidelines. But here's what you need to know. Red text means take the notes on paper with a pen or pencil. Green words means do what it says. Hit pause and do what it says. And then everything else means learn. All right, a research paper is used to communicate research results. So you read a book or a few books and you're going to write about it. Okay, there are many good styles, but the MLA is used at SHS for senior projects. So your senior project paper will be an MLA report. Your English papers will here at the high school and in college. All right, now look at this. It says, what is a header? Well, that is a great question. So let's take a look at what things are going to look like. Okay, so if we look at an MLA report, it says, what is a header? Okay, so a header is this thing right here where you have your last name and your page number. So notice a couple, let's make this bigger. All right, so let's notice this. So you got a header, page number. It's page 1 here. If you go there, it's page 2. How do you do that? You're going to go insert. You're going to say insert a header. Okay, insert header. So you should, at this point, hit pause. You should open up a Google Doc. Okay, you should name it triangulation MLA and do this. Okay, hit pause and do that. All right, so a header, so you go insert header, you type in your last name, you make sure that it's aligned to the right. Okay, so we're going to click right in here. Okay, it should be aligned to the right. You're going to hit space, and then you're going to go insert, and you're going to insert a page number at the top. Okay, go ahead and do that. All right, next you're going to type in your information here. Okay, so type in your information here. This should be your first name and last name. This should be my name. This should be tech, and then today's date. Okay, now select all this stuff. Okay, and then you're going to go file, and you're going to say, no. You're going to say format, and you're going to say line spacing, and you're going to change it to double spacing. Okay. Line spacing is double spacing. All right. Okay, do that. Okay, so then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to type in this, but you're going to use center. You're going to click and center it. Okay. Then you're going to hit enter, and then this is going to be aligned back to the left. All right. Now look how this is tabbed over. Okay. On this thing, you're going to go like this. You're going to grab this, and you're going to drag it over to here. Okay. Right to the ½ inch mark. All right. And then you're going to start typing this thing out a little bit. All right. Okay, next. Let's keep looking at some of the stuff. Hold on, hang on. All right, so what is in the header? Write this down in your notes. What goes in the header is your last name and the page number. What is a works cited page? Okay, well, let me show you this. In the works cited page, you come down here. It is the bibliography. It shows all the books that you used to do the research, okay? All right, so for us, we're just pretending like we did this research. But anyway, and notice that it has a hanging indent. Starts here, goes there for this paragraph. Starts here, goes there. Starts here, goes there. Okay. Works cited is a bibliography where you have references to all the books you used. Okay. What is a parenthetical reference? A parenthetical reference is this thing right here. Okay. So if you look right here, that's a parenthetical reference. That's a parenthetical reference. It's in parentheses. And up here, you can see another one right there. So for example, Jane's 30 through 48 it means on page 30 and 48 of Jane's, that book, which means the author Jane's wrote this book right here. So that parenthetical reference is a reference to this book that you can find in the works cited page. All right, next. What is a superscript? There's an optional thing you can do called a footnote. Okay, and it has a superscript. There's a little number up high. There's a little number up high. It means, hey, this sentence right here has extra information down there. By the way, when do you use a parenthetical reference? You use it when this sentence right here, see the sentence? You borrowed, you didn't come up with this information from your own research. You did it from looking at other people's research in a book. So you're giving them credit for what they've done. What is a footnote? It's optional information down at the bottom. So this is a superscript. This is called a footnote. It's additional information. Okay, are footnotes required? The answer is no. Okay, all right, the next thing I forgot to show you this is 12-point font. So open up your Google Doc, okay, select all your text and change it to Times New Roman 12, okay? And it said it should be Times New Roman 12-point font, okay? And then the next thing you need to do is one tab for the margins. So you're going to go File, Page Setup, and you're going to sing the little song saying one tab, one tab, one tab, one. 1 tab, 1 tab, 1 tab, 1, 1 tab, 1 tab, 1 tab, 1. But what you really do is you click here and you type 1 and then press tab, 1, tab, 1, tab, 1, and you click OK. And what that does is sets up your margins. The margins are the blank area around the page. So this is 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. That is what you do for an MLA report. Okay, let's keep looking here. All right, indent the first word of each paragraph. Use your name and page number in the top right margin. We already did those things. I already showed you how to do that. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to show you a bad version. Some people just start typing these things out and they don't follow everything I just told you. They don't do that, and they do some bad things. All right, so let me show you a bad version, what not to do. This is what you should not do. Okay, there's what you should do, what to or to not to. This is to not to. This is what you don't do. All right, so I'm going to go to the, where's the bad one? Oh, there you go. There's a bad one. Okay, so look what this guy did. So number one, instead of aligning the header to the right, he aligned it to the left and he just hit the space bar. And why is that bad? Because it doesn't align things properly, and you can see that the page number got pushed over here, except for, so now let's get rid of this. So he just hit the space bar, right? Don't hit the space bar, but instead what you should do is align things to the right. It works out better. Now, take a look at this. He inserted a page number, but what? Oh no, he didn't. He just typed the number 1. Anything you type appears on both pages. So instead of just typing the number 1, you have to go insert a page bar. Okay, the next thing that he did, instead of double spacing, he has a space here, space here, space here. He hit enter, enter. Don't do that, but instead go format, line spacing, double. Okay, the next thing that he did is he did not center this. Instead, he tabbed it, he space barred it over. Oh, so what he had done is he had space barred it over, right? It wasn't really centered. Okay, so what you do is you get rid of all these space bars, you click here, and you center it. Okay, it looks a lot better. It's actually in the center. The other thing he did is this. He just hit the tab, space, space, space here. Okay, to scooch this over. Don't do that, but instead use the ruler and drag it over. Okay, here's a really bad thing he did. All right, so this said right here. All right, so what they had done on these paragraphs. So he said, oh, look, I'm going to get to the end of this thing here, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, the problem with that, it turns it into a separate paragraph. So like, oh, I want to go back and edit. Instead of a biometric, you can say a super duper. Oh, look what happened. This was all supposed to be one paragraph, but he hit enter there, so it made it a separate paragraph. So instead of hitting enter when you get here, don't do that. The only time you hit enter is when you get to the end of a paragraph and you actually want to do this. Okay, so this is called word wrap. You just keep typing and let it wrap on its own. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, the other bad thing that they did was, I think that was probably about it. All right, that's some bad stuff. Don't do that. All right, let's keep going. All right, so you already did this. Make a new folder called MLA Reports in your Google Drive. Make sure you save the new document as Triangulation MLA. If you didn't do that, ask me and I'll help you to change the name. And make sure that the format is 12-point font, Times New Roman, double space, no space after paragraphs, right? What that means is it should look like, oh, let me go to the good one. It should look like this. It should not look like this. Don't do that. All right, next. First line indent, we already did it, and start typing out the report from that grade scale I handed out to you. All right, here's your quiz. Answer these questions. I'm going to ask you about it. I'm going to quiz you on this.